YouTubers, what we are going to do today is we are going to cut real leather. This was leather that was given to me from some friends of mine who do leather upholstery work. So this is real leather, it's not faux leather. The Cameo 4 can cut it. It can cut it with both the Kraft Blade and the Rotary Blade. It's not perfect, as you can tell, but it can cut it. So I've had a lot of people asking about videos for this, so I wanted to show you how I got it to cut. The big problem seems to be that it makes the loops in the software, and when it makes the loops, it doesn't get 100% lined back up sometimes. So it will not cut all the way through. And then with the leather, this being real leather, faux leather would be a different story, but this being real leather, you can't double cut it. Because normally you would double cut something like this and that would help get rid of anything like this. But this kind of consistency, every time I've tried to double cut it, it just seems to bunch it up. So you're just gonna, this seems to be what you're gonna have to, the price you're going to pay if you want the Cameo to cut it. So, but it can actually cut it, and I did notice with this one, this is what we're gonna make today. It's gonna be a cord holder. This one, the bigger shape, didn't have, it wasn't as noticeable. I cut it too, but it wasn't as noticeable where it did have trouble, as it seems to be in the little bitty shapes. So the little bitty shape seems to be more noticeable than the bigger shapes. So you can keep that in mind with your project. But it's actually really not that bad. There's just a couple of things to keep in mind. So let me go show you what we need. We're gonna do this today. The file will be free up on the webpage, but it is a cord holder, so you can put your cords in here. And since it's an SVG file, you can scale it to whatever size cords you want to put in there. So let me go show you what you need. All right, so obviously you're gonna need leather. This is upholstery leather that I got from my friends, like I said. Now, do understand that leather is going to vary from hide to hide, based on the animal and based on whatever process, the tanning process they did to get it. So I'm going to give you my settings, but understand that, and the machines vary from machine to machine, that you may have some play in yours versus the settings that I'm going to give you. You're also going to need a strong grip mat. I'm using this one, but it does need to be a strong grip mat. You can try the trick I did with the felt, with the contact paper, but you do need a strong mat. If not, it's just going to bunch and you're going to want to scream. And on top of the strong mat, I'm going to recommend some painter's tape, because just to help extra insurance to keep it taped down and so that it's not going to move, because if it moves, you're done. Also, a brayer is really important to help rub down and keep it in place. I didn't really want to buy one of these. I kind of put it off as long as I could. But it really makes this a lot easier. I don't know why, I don't know what the trick is, but if you just lay it on there, it seems to have rumples in it. So this really does help. So you're gonna want some rolly type thing. I got this one off Amazon. And then you're gonna be able to use either the Kraft Blade or the Rotary Blade. And this is only a Cameo 4 project. The Cameo 1, 2, and 3 don't have the force to cut this. So we're going to use the Kraft Blade because this Rotary Blade is still proving very difficult to find. So these are a little easier to find, so we're going to use this one, because I would imagine it's probably going to dull these pretty quick. So keep that in mind. So, and then this is what we are making. So see, you can put the little cord in there, and then you can scale it. Also, these are Kam Snaps that I'm using right here. You can use anything you want to. And I'll leave links to all of this stuff down below in the description so you can go find them. So I'm going to cut up some leather and we're going to put it on the mat, and then I'm going to show you how to set it up in the software. Alright, so I cut off a piece of my hide, and I'm going to put it smooth side down on my mat. And then where's my, and then we're going to roll, and then we're going to take our tape And then I just like to tape down all 4 sides. It provides extra insurance to make sure it doesn't move. And it also, if the blade moves over it, it makes sure that the leather doesn't get picked up. Also, make sure that your vinyl or that your leather isn't where your rollers are going to go, because the machine's not going to be able to roller over all of this. We're going to set the Kraft Blade to 10, but it's kind of hard to tell where 10 is because it has 3 sets of numbers. So roll it all the way till it can't roll anymore, and then roll it back, and now it's at 30. Roll it all the way again, now it's at 20. Roll it all the way back, and now it's at 10. So that's what 10 looks like. If you're going to use the rotary blade, just use it like you would. Just make sure the cap's all the way unscrewed. Both of them work the same way for this. So let's go put it in the software. Alright, so we're in Silhouette Studio. This is our file. Let's fill it in just to make it easier to see. It'll be free on my webpage. I'll leave you a link down below. If you wanted to make it, it's just 2 of the flexi hearts flip back together, and then I just did some point editing so that it was smooth down here. But I know not everybody has it, so. And then you can scale it to be any size you want for whatever cords you got. So, but pretty much file and import your design. So when you're ready, you're gonna go hit the send button, and then you have your design. You have tool 1 and then tool 2. They may not both be open. It just kind of depends. So we're going to close tool 1 and just click on the arrow because we obviously don't need it. I ended up making a custom setting for this. So this is the one. I was trying to get no loops. I don't think I ever really did, but see if maybe it was a little bit better. But so no loops. We're using the Kraft Blade, and it's a 3mm Kraft Blade. We're going to click our shape, and we're going to click Craft Cut to see where it's put in my loops for me. But we are using a blade of 10, a force of 11. So you can get away with 10, 11, or 12 is kind of what I've been playing with. 11 is the one I kind of stuck with. And then a speed of 1 and only 1 pass. Like I said, the consistency of the real leather, it makes 2 passes. It just, every time I tried it, it just pulled it up and made it a doughy mess. So I have the overcut clicked on, but I don't know if it really matters, to be honest. And that is the settings that I've used. Alright, so this is the Cameo 4, and this is the biology book. It's probably not 100% necessary for this today, but I use the biology book to help keep it more level, the mount more level, because of the roll feeder. It just sits up higher. So we're going to put in our map. I've got my Kraft Blade in here. We are going to hit send, and we are going to hope for the best. Alright, so when we go to peel off, and this is what I wanted you to know, or see, is you're going to have several spots where it's not going to cut all the way through. It just seems to be the way this works. So you can probably, on some of them, pull them, or you can get your scissors out and just cut them. I'm sorry the camera wasn't rolling, but there were a couple places I ended up just cutting with my scissors. So I think there were about 3 or 4 places I ended up cutting with my scissors. So yes, it's totally possible to cut leather, but yes, it's a little bit annoying too. So, but you are going to have little places you're going to have to cut out by hand. So know that if you want to do that. All right, so we're going to put in some Kam Snaps real quick. It's a great way to put in little snaps to hold like leather things together. You could also get fancier with more leather type things if you want to, but I just fold this together and then kind of stab a hole where you want your snaps to go. pokey part goes on the outside. And then you have two pieces. You have the inside piece, and then you have, you have the two pieces. So, innie and the outie. So it doesn't matter which one goes on first, as long as they both get on there. And then just make sure that you have it all lined up in the snap. There you go. And just squeeze. And then it squishes out the snap in there. And then repeat. Alright, so I did want to talk about one other thing real quick. This is the Cricut metallic leather. Because I would love to make something like this, but realistically I don't know if it's possible with our loops in the machine. I haven't gotten that far yet. But this is considerably thicker and firmer than what I cut. So yeah, you can see this is substantially firmer than, or thicker than what I cut. It's also less movable and palatable. I don't know which one I'll call it. Less movable. So keep that in mind. If you buy this, I don't know if the Silhouette can cut it. If I do, I don't know the settings. The stuff I have is much thinner. So keep that in mind. So, but anyway, there you go. But that is our little cord carrier. It's kind of a fun little project. And then get your feet wet with cutting leather if it's something that you do want to do. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. Please like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.